What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with that instant analysis on the Los Angeles Clippers defeating the Phoenix Suns. No KD. You've seen the lack of depth of the Phoenix Suns playing a lot of average players. Uh, and the Clippers took advantage of it when the Suns went to their bench. The Clippers was able to continue to score. The Clippers was able to continue to get any shot that they wanted, while Phoenix had spacing issues. They had creation issues when Devin Booker and Chris Paul wasn't on the floor. Even Aiden hasn't been the most dominating player, considering that he's the number one pick. Hasn't made an All-Star team yet. Hasn't made an All NBA team, even defensive team either. But he's a big part of what they do, and I didn't really see him dominate defensively or offensively tonight, which he has the capabilities to do, but didn't really see much of that. Only ended with 18 points. Torrey Craig, 6 points, negative 12 and plus minus. Three personal fouls, six rebounds. One of them was offensive. 2 or 3 from the 3 point line, 2 or 6 from the field. This is about what you expect for Torrey Craig. He might get you double figures. He's mostly going to get you single digits. He's going to space the floor a little bit with the 2 threes he was able to make. He took three of them. He's not going to be a high volume 3 point shooter. He's not going to be a guy who's going to put the ball in his hands a lot, but I like the fact that he did grab the 6 rebounds. And I think he was solid defensively. Josh Okogie really stepped up tonight. 24 points, negative 3 and plus minus. One personal foul, one turnover, 3 steals, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Two of them was offensive. He obviously did a great job hitting a three tonight. He was open a lot. 6 of 12 from the 3 point line, but I think that was a part of the Clippers' game plan. It seemed like they wanted Okogie to shoot these shots along with Torrey Craig, and they was gonna live with it. He was 9 of 16 from the field, so he did make them pay tonight. But the Clippers had a cushion, and they ended up winning pretty decisively. So I don't think it really mattered that much. He did play 41 minutes too. Aiden didn't really dominate in the interior. He also did have 4 personal fouls, 18 points, one turnover, one block. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, only 8 of 13 from the field. He made his shots when he was close to the rim. He just didn't dominate the game, and he didn't have a great rebounding game either. And he also finished the game with 0 offensive rebounds and only one block. Just want to see him be a above average player for them offensively because he's so strong, he's so quick, and he's so lanky. He should be able to make a lot of these shots look easy. And even some of the shots that should be easy, he make it tougher than it has to be. That's something that I've seen the last 2 months. The jumpers, the floaters, the rushing, the unbalancedness, and the lack of being physical is something that I'm surprised that Aiden doesn't have. He should be wanting to bang. He should be wanting to dunk. And he seemed like he rather finesse it all the time. And I think that that's a problem when you're that fast and you're that quick. You should use that to your advantage, getting to the basket and getting close to the basket. But for some reason, he just don't want to do it. Chris Paul had another bad game. 5 points only today. He was a negative 7 and plus minus. He did also have 2 turnovers. He did have a bunch of steals. A lot of them was deflections. A lot of them was being in the right spot at the wrong time and putting a lot of effort and energy to collect the ball more than the Clippers wanted. They a lot of times be nonchalant with the ball and very careless. And I feel like Chris Paul and Okogie took advantage of that tonight. But he did have 11 assists, setting guys up in the paint, setting guys up at the perimeter, playing in the pick and roll. This is what Chris Paul does. He slows down the game, makes the game easier for everybody else, but he does have to score more. He only had 3 rebounds. One was offensive, 1 of 3 from the free throw line, or one from three. He was only 2 of 8 from the field. Didn't attempt that many shots. Wasn't really looking for his shot. And I think that was a detriment to the team. Chris Paul is at his best when he's setting up guys and also being a pain in the 3 point range. He only attempted one, like I said before, and in the mid range game. When he's in attack mode, looking in those gaps, looking for spots to probe and look for his own shot while also using his shot to open up gaps for other people or his penetration or his ball handling to make their jobs easier. I feel like he did that. But when he had the opportunities, he either turned them down or bricked them. And that's unlike Chris Paul. And a lot of his looks, he had the space to knock it down like he usually do, but he just chose not to. Devin Booker had another disappointing night offensively. Only had 19 points tonight. He also only had 5 personal fouls. He almost picked up a six. That you just can't do when you also had 5 turnovers and you also only had one block. He had 9 assists, which was great. He was facilitating, trusting his teammates. That's something that he's been known to do the last 2 years, especially since they got Chris Paul. He defers a lot more than he used to. But this season, it seemed like he was on a scoring binge. It seemed like since he came back for the injury, he hasn't been as aggressive. 3 rebounds, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He was only 1 of 6 from three. 6 of 17 from the field. That's not going to get it done, especially when it was only one player that had a 20-point game, and that was a Kogi, and that was it. Wainwright, 0 points, -4 in plus minus, 3 personal foul, 1 assist. Only 7 minutes. TJ Warren, 2 points, -3 in plus minus, 1 personal foul, 3 rebounds. One was offensive, 1 and 2 from the field. Bismack Biyombo, 4 points, +3 in plus minus, 1 personal foul, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 of 2 from the field. Josh Landale played 4 minutes, 2 points, -1 in plus minus, 1 personal foul. He did have 1 assist and 1 rebound, which was only offensive. His only 2 points came from the free throw line, which he was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, or 1 from the field. Lee played 8 minutes. He was out there. He contributed 7 points, +4 and plus minus, 1 personal foul, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound. He also was 1 of 1 from the 3-point line, which was decent, and 3 of 4 from the field. Terrence Ross was a great pickup for them. Long term, they need more ball handling. They need more scoring. They need more flair off the bench. Unfortunately, he did have 16 points, but he was 1 of 8 from the 3-point line. He only had 2 free throw attempts, only made one of them, and he was also 7 of 17 from the field. He's going to be one of their most productive players. You hope that he can get a rhythm. You hope that he can play within the system and also, fit in like a camouflage a little bit as a 3-point shooter and a mid-range guy that can turn down the three a little bit, be able to create off the dribble and hit a mid-range and a floater or make a layup or do a backdoor cut every once in a while. I think that'd be the perfect role for Terrence Ross. He also did have 2 personal fouls, -6 and plus minus, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. One was offensive, and I think that he's going to be a big part of what they do. The other Lee, 4 points, -2 and plus minus, 2 personal fouls, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 2 rebounds, 2 of 4 from the field, and Bazley did not play. I also feel like Bazley is not the greatest player. He's not a floor spacer. He's not the greatest finisher, not the greatest rebounder. He's an okay player with potential. We'll see if he's able to stay on this roster and realize that in the future. But 47% from the field as a team, 35% from three, 75% from the free throw line, 38 rebounds, 30 assists, 10 steals, 2 blocks, 12 turnovers, 24 personal fouls, 107 points. The Clippers did a good job out the gate. They improved to 33 and 28, 18 and 15 away from Los Angeles. The Phoenix Suns fall to 32 and 28. They're 20 and 10 at home. That's not that bad considering that they had injuries to Devin Booker and Chris Paul, and their record isn't terrible. But the Clippers exposed them right away. 28-23 in the first quarter. They did get outscored 26-29 by Phoenix in the second quarter, but the Clippers got, right back on track. 37 points to 32 in the third quarter and 25-23 in the fourth quarter. Paul George hit some tough shots throughout the game, especially from the 3-point line. He also missed some easy ones. 26 points, +9 and plus minus, 4 personal fouls, 4 turnovers, 1 steal, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. One was offensive, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 4 of 11 from three, 9 of 19 from the field. Kawhi LeClaw Leonard had a great all-around game. He only had 16 points. He was 5 of 18 from the field, missed every single 3-point attempt that he took, 0 of 5 from 3, but he only had no personal fouls, 2 turnovers only, 1 block, 1 steal, 4 assists, 9 rebounds, and also 1 offensive rebound. He scored the bulk of his points from the free throw line, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, didn't miss anything there. Morris, 4 points, +1 and plus minus, 4 personal fouls, 3 assists, 0 of 4 from 3, 2 of 6 from the field. Took some tough threes, trying to shoot it right in the face of people, just didn't get enough room, had to rush it a little bit. and he did get in a little bit of foul trouble, only playing 19 minutes. Zubac did a decent job on the boards, 6 offensive rebounds, 12 of them total, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, +2 and +minus 13 points, 1 and 2 from the free throw line, 6 and 9 from the field. Man had, probably the biggest game. Hit some big shots, especially from 3 or 4 from the 3-point line, 3 or 4 from the free throw line, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, +10 and +minus, had a whopping 26 points. He also was only 10 or 12 from the field, very efficient tonight, mixed it up, got to the free throw line, got made layups, got out in transition, knocked down his threes when he was open, only missed one wide open one. And that was it for the night. Pretty good game from a man. They need him to step it up, and he's been doing it lately, especially defensively, in my personal opinion. Batum, 3 points, +1 and +minus, 1 turnover, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 or 4 from the 3-point line. Those is only attempts. Plumlee did a decent job coming off the bench. He only played 18 minutes. He did go 2 of 2 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, which was pretty good. He also was able to grab 6 rebounds, dish out 3 assists. He also had 1 steal and 1 block. 3 personal fouls, was a +9 and +minus 6 points. And Bones Hyland continued to score. Only played 16 minutes, but he did end up with 9 points. -1 and +minus, 1 personal foul, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. He was 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 1 from the 3-point line, 2 of 4 from the field. Eric Gordon had the best contribution off the bench. 13 points, +5 and +minus, 1 personal foul, 2 steals, 7 assists, 1 rebound. He was also 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from 3, 3 of 8 from the field. Covington, Bate, Brown, Preston, Coffee, Boston Jr. all did not play, although they was healthy. Coach's decision. 48% from the field as a team, 40 of 82. They did shoot below average, 32% from 3, 11 of 34, but they really made a lot of free throws, 25 of 27. That's 92% from the free throw line. That's way too many attempts. The Suns only attempted 16 tonight. When a team shoot better from the field than you, and they also get to the free throw line almost double, it's going to be tough to win that game, especially when they're cashing in their free throws. Then you put, to the point where you also get out rebounded 38 to 43. You had 1 more assist and a couple more steals, but you always couldn't convert, on the turnovers. And they both had the same amount of blocks. Then you look at the fact that the Clippers only had 14 turnovers, and the Suns also took care of the ball with 12, but the Suns ended up with 24 personal fouls, while the Clippers only had 19 total. And, if you can't stay in front of guys and you can't stop guys and you can't get a rhythm offensively, the Clippers are able to take advantage of it. You take long twos, you take long shots. Even if DeAndre Ayton was taking longer ones, that leads to transition, easy opportunities. The team was able to take care of the ball, also was able to make their free throws, getting there a bunch. And they took advantage of that, And also you look at the fact that they made the tough ones when they had to. Paul George was able to make some. Kawhi Leonard was able to do it. Terrence Mann was able to take care of the ball and score easy opportunities and able to take advantage of the defensive collapses of the Phoenix Suns. And then you look at the fact that they left a lot of guys open. Unfortunately, the Clippers could have won this game by more if they would have made their shots. But a win is a win. You did enough to win. You held the Suns in check. You made them play slower. You made them play more from the perimeter, and that worked to your advantage. You got to give a credit to Ty Lue for having a great game plan against a Suns team that's still finding themselves. This team is talented enough to beat the bad teams. They're talented enough to beat the good teams. We still have to see if they can beat the upper echelon teams consistently, especially when they get KD back. It's going to be a different team, how they're going to play, how they're going to have their rotations, how they're going to execute, how they're going to run their offense, and how they're going to run their defensive schemes. They're going to take some getting used to. Their standing might get hurt by that. I think that's something that people started noticing. The Suns might not win this year just because, 1, KD is not healthy yet. 2, they have to build chemistry. And 3, the worse your record, the harder the first round matchup the harder the second round matchup is, and then you don't have the chemistry, and then it just gets tougher for you to beat upper echelon competition, especially when you have to figure all these things out. But it's pressure. He wanted out. They wanted him. They wanted to capitalize on the chance to win the championship. They're still trying to build up this bench. Adding Ross was a good thing. Still trying to get guys in the buyout market. Makes sense to enhance this roster. Get veteran leadership. Get guys that want to win. Guys that want to play, and guys that can really give, quality, players to this team is always an enhancement, is always something that you should want. Anytime you can make your roster better, you do it. Now, I feel like the Suns have made that a priority, but you still have to get them on the court. They have to stay on the court. They have to produce on the court. They have to mesh on the court, and they have to figure all these things out. And that's been the biggest struggle this season. Guys been injured. Guys haven't been able to play long periods of time, and then you have a big roster shakeup that makes sense on paper, but you still have to get it done against the best competition. And these teams had a whole season almost to play with their rosters, and then they made minor improvements while you made a major change, and you still haven't been able to put that on the court yet. While you still have to go against teams that have done it already all season and already have experience playing together with their cores for years. And you have to beat those teams at their best, which is the playoffs. And you have to do it 4 times to advance. And then you also have to stay healthy for 4 rounds to be champions. And the Suns haven't showed the ability to do that. And they also showed the ability to falter in big moments and big situations, especially with teams, play their best defensive players. We've seen that against the Bucks. We've seen that against the Mavericks when they flamed out in the second round. And we also seen that tonight. If you can guard Chris Paul, slow him down. Booker is a guy to take tough shots. Sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. You obviously can take advantage of that in transition. And KD has been a guy that has been very efficient, but his teams have also been able to be guardable. We've seen that with the Celtics series. We've seen that in the Memphis series years ago. He's a guy that you can contain. He's a guy that you can, confuse and take advantage of in a long series defensively, and opportunities open up where you can win the series. He only been to the finals once in OKC throughout all those years. He'd been to the finals multiple times with Golden State, but that was a stacked roster. He didn't even go far with the Brooklyn Nets. He just got swept last year and played terrible in the playoffs. And that just shows you that this team isn't this juggernaut team just because they added one guy that hasn't done anything outside of Golden State. So to me, this team is still beatable. This team is still defendable. And, it's going to be interesting to see what they do at the end of the day. Other than that, continue to continue to subscribe. Check out my podcast in the description. Also like on Facebook like you guys been doing. I won't cover the buyout. I just wanted everybody to sign with a team. And then we're just going to go over every single buyout target that got signed to a contender or a regular team. Just mainly waiting for Russell Westbrook to pick a team. And then once the buyout date is done, I'll probably cover everybody that got bought out, everybody that got signed to another team, and what they can do, obviously, with those teams, and how they can help them, how they make them better, and, what's going to happen with the guys that still isn't under contract. There's a lot of guys that have big names that still haven't even got a contract all season, and they still have the opportunity to be signed, but roster spots are filling up, money is getting tied up, and a lot of these teams are already going to the tanking, and that means, those spots are not going to be available, unfortunately, so they're going to have to spend a whole year out of the league. I'm a young guy. A lot of guys younger than me are already out the league in their 20s. There's a lot of guys that's early 30s, the John Walls, the DeMarcus Cousins, the Isaiah Thomas. They all out the league too. These was all stars, all NBA players, and they're in their early 30s. They already out the league. So it's normal. It's nothing new. Injuries played a part into it. Attitude plays a part into it. Guys just getting old in the league. Guys getting reputations in the league. And it just stops them and makes them stagnant, and teams just don't want to take a chance on them. They rather get something new, something young, something fun, or just go in a different direction entirely, and these guys are just left without jobs. They have the name, they have the brand because of what they did in the past, but they also don't have an NBA roster spot, which is unfortunate. But I'll talk about that more when the buyout season is over, and that deadline is coming up. See you guys later.